Hey there, it's me, Queashar with Queashar Detroit Publishing. Happy Friday. I hope you've had a wonderful week. What I'm going to do today is just to give you just a brief talk about my new book, Skyrocket Your Success, The Corporate Woman's Roadmap to Navigate from Employee to Entrepreneur. I pause because I'm so used to saying Skyrocket Your Success. 10 Keys to Refocus, Reposition, and Reclaim Your Purpose. That was my first book that I published in 2019. So that's the first book in the series. The second book in the series is Skyrocket Your Success 10. Keep saying 10 keys, right? Skyrocket Your Success, the corporate woman's roadmap to navigate from employee to entrepreneur. I'm excited about this book because this book was the answer. Everything that's in this book, I had to do. This book was the answer for me to go to the next level. After I refocus, reposition, and reclaim my purpose, the next step is for me to use my gifts, my talents to bring those gifts to the marketplace as an entrepreneur. And you may feel like you're called to be an entrepreneur, but you don't know where your gifts would take you to, right? So I had to look deep down inside. I had to, the first part of my 4-part framework, assess and discover my zone of genius. That assessment started years ago with me knowing I wanted to be an entrepreneur. And I had to take some time to come away from everything. And I had to take some time to sit down and think about what were my top skills that I could monetize in the marketplace, right? So I had to think about all of the things that I've done successfully, right? If you know my background, I've got such a wide range of career experiences. I was a salesperson. I was a salesperson selling cars, real estate, and insurance. So sales is my background, negotiation, things like that. I taught as a substitute teacher for 2 years. I worked in construction management. I've done public relations. So I've got a wide range of skills. So when I had to think about what those skills, what I brought to the table, right? I had to sit down and I had to look at my resume. I had to ask friends, family, what do you see? What do you think are my top skills, right? In addition to them telling me what they thought my top skills were, I had to sit down and assess what my top skills actually were, right? I had to see if they matched because I wanted to know if what they thought were my top skills are my top skills, right? And then what people know me for, I had to see if there was an alignment there, right? And so after that, I had to discover the things that I wanted to do with my life, right? And so one of the top things that I wanted to do was to write my books, right? So many years I've been having this idea that I wanted to write a book, but I just kept putting it on the back burner, right? So in 2017, I established Queashar Detroit Publishing because I wanted to self-publish my books, right? So that began um, me uncovering and discovering my zone of genius. Since then, I've published 3 of my own books, and then I participated in 5 anthology stories, and I have some works that have not been published to this date. And so, as I'm doing all of this, I'm still working my 9 to 5, and I had to think about what made me happy. How can I monetize this skill to become an entrepreneur, right? So I had to take everything and assess. I had to take time, sit down, write out all my skills. Again, look at my resume, ask my colleagues, ask my family, friends, where do you think my zone of genius lies, right? And I had to see if it matched up with what I did. The reason I asked, see, this is the thing. You don't have to ask other people what your skills are, but I asked them because I wanted to know what they thought I did, if it matched, right? What I did, what I wanted to do, and I had to see if my skills match because you want to know, you want to make sure you're in alignment, right? You want to make sure that what you are doing, people understand what you're doing, right? And make sure that there's a need for that skill, those skills that you offer. So I had to, do some alignment. So the first step in my framework is to assess and discover your zone of genius. So again, assessment takes time. It takes you need a clear headspace when you're doing that, right? That exercise is not something that you can do overnight. You need to take some time, sit down, start writing, get a journal and just call it your business journal. And I talk about that in chapter 1. Just start writing about your skills and think about where you shine, right? Look at your performance evaluations from work and from previous jobs and think about those skills that you operate in with excellence, right? And write those down. The second step is to ask people, family, friends, where do they think your zone of genius is, right? And once you find that, what those skills are, look and see if they match, right? If they don't match, then something is out of alignment. Um, because whatever you do, you want to make sure people understand that what you offer, what you do well, that's what you want to do. Ask them what you do well, right? And then start to analyze those things, right? And come up with a way that you can monetize something that you love to do, right? Something people think that you do well, and something that you do well, right? Bring all those things together and come up with some kind of way to monetize your genius, right? And that's what I had to do, and it took years for me to do that, right? But within that time frame, I established Queashar Detroit Publishing. I also have an upcoming business that I'm trying to grow now. It's a coaching business, and it's called Skyrocket Your Success, Leadership, and Coaching, where I will use my skills to coach professional women that are looking to transition from employee to entrepreneur. So, and this is the thing, once you write a book and you share your expertise, you can share your knowledge with other people. And that's what I'm doing in my coaching business. But on the back burner, my publishing, I'm going to continue to publish as as long as I'm alive, I'm going to, continue to write and publish, right? And so I'm going to have that as a constant, right? So I'm going to have that going in the background while I'm focusing on speaking. I'm focusing on nurturing other professional women that want to transition from employee to entrepreneur. So, again, take time to assess and discover your zone of genius. That is the first part of the framework. The second part of the framework is to remove distractions and build a champion mindset. Let's face it, when you say you are going to be an entrepreneur or whatever it is that you want to do in life, there are going to be some obstacles that are going to come up and try to stop you from meeting your goals and your dreams. So I just want to tell you to take time to identify what those obstacles are, right? And once you identify those obstacles, you can be proactive and do things so that you can get those distractions out the way and start building your champion mindset. Because a lot of times procrastination comes up because we're over analyzing things, and we think about the imposter syndrome. We start thinking like, am I really good at this? That's why I asked you to ask other people what they think where they think you shine. Because if where you think you shine and where they think you shine is the same thing, that means you are aligned. And what you're producing is showing others that this is something that you're good at, right? So I want you to start affirming yourself, right? When you get those negative thoughts that come to your mind, you want to automatically retrain your brain to think positively. And I want you to sit down and list all of your achievements, accomplishments, things that you've done in the last 5 to 10 years, and start building yourself up. Constantly look at that. Create vision boards. Behind me is a wall that I created with some of the accomplishments that I had, book covers, some of the books I published, and it's just some of those things that I can look back and say, that I did that, right? So you want to make sure that you're building yourself up constantly and consistently, because you want to make sure that you are where you need to be. Um, and have that champion mindset. You don't want to think of yourself lowly, and when someone gives you a compliment, you don't want to say, "Oh no, that's really nothing." You want to affirm who you are, because the more you affirm who you are, you become more confident and more proficient, because you're practicing what you're preaching, you're practicing what you're putting out, and you're making it known that you are an expert in your niche. So that's the second um, phase, to remove distractions and to build a champion mindset. The phase three is to build your business, legally build your business and skyrocket your success. So it's just going to take you through those steps, what you need to do to build your business, create a great company culture, and to go to the next level in business. And then the last phase is to activate, maintain, and sustain your enterprise so that you can build a legacy for future generations. So if you are that professional woman that's in corporate America that's looking to monetize your genius, the first step is to grab a copy of Skyrocket Your Success 2.0, the corporate woman's roadmap to navigate from employee to entrepreneur. You can either click the link in my bio, I'll put the link in the comments, or you can send me a direct message and I will send you the link so that you can go ahead and start your transformational journey today. Here's to your success.